comedian David Boyle, and I'm quitting alcohol. So I'm back doing 12-hour days this week. Not working for the 12 hours, but being present for most of the 12 hours. Which is just as bad, but we've got a crew there. We've got a 4-person crew, and we've been together for like a week now. And it's a good crew. It's me, an English dude, and 2 Muslim dudes. An Algerian guy and a Lebanese dude. And well, today I was speaking to the Lebanese dude, and like obviously fucking the Quran came up, because I don't think you understand how fragmented Islam is. It's not like they're all in it together. You ask an Algerian about a Lebanese and they go, they're not real Muslims. And then you ask a Lebanese about a Pakistani, they're like, they're not real Muslims. And then you ask a Saudi about an Algerian and they're like, they're not real Muslims. And then you're like, what about Iranians? They're like, they're not real Muslims. So I'm not too sure who the real Muslims are, but there's a lot of them. Anyway, while we were killing time in the morning, we started speaking about Islam and all this sort of shit. And my Lebanese colleague, he didn't realize he was doing it, but I don't know what he was cutting. He was cutting something. He was eating something like just before I started speaking to him. And I was sitting on a chair and he's got this knife out. And we're talking about the Quran and the Prophet and all this sort of stuff. And he's getting really passionately into it. And he's got this like knife in his hand and he's just swinging it around, making a point, like stabbing, like, no, he's the final prophet, and like stabbing the air with the knife. And I'm like, this is not a good look. This is not a good look right now. All right. Just stay humble. And we spoke for like 15 minutes and he was just slicing and dicing the air. Crazy eyes. He was looking like, because he was getting real passionate, just fucking knife in his hand, standing over me, talking about Allah with crazy eyes. It was quite the sight to behold. But we've got it down there at the moment, us 4. We're all on the same page. Just chill in the lunchroom in the morning, stroll out there, do a little bit of work, go to lunch, an extended lunch. Whenever the boys wake up, we head back out and then ride out the last couple of hours and head home. And we'll be doing that for the next at least month. There's definitely a month's work out there, especially at the pace we're going. Possibly 2. Because work was slowing down, I started applying for a couple of crane jobs and rigging jobs. I just wanted to refreshen up in the crane before I fuck off out of Australia, so it doesn't end up being like 6 years out of a crane. And this company called me and they want riggers, which is just steel rigging. And I just got back from like a 2.5 hour break. And I'm speaking to the chick and she's like, yeah, it ends up being the same amount of money as I'm on now. And she was like, yeah, we're doing 10-hour days out there, or the boys are doing 10-hour days out there. And they only get a half an hour break and it's paid for, but it's a half an hour. And if you do 12 hours, maybe you'll sneak in another 15-minute break. I'm like, I almost read 100 pages of a book during my break today. That's just the authorized break. There was like breaks scattered all through the day. It was amazing. But you got to take advantage of it while it's there. It's not always like this, but fuck, it's good at the moment. Anyway, you got to be there for time though. You do have to attend. So I got to get back out there. You know what time it is. It's Boyle time. So if you have a question you would like answered by one of the greatest minds of the generation, I need questions, by the way. So get in some questions. I can answer them. I am comedian, philosopher, waterproofer, Bitcoiner, Le Boyle. While you're at my website, boylecomedy.com, asking the question, why don't you do us a favor and send me in a fucked up Friday? We need stories. Get them in fucking fast. boylecomedy.com. Get them in. Anyway, let's get to this week's Ask Boyle. So, this week's Ask Boyle was sent in by my man Bobby the Sturge out there in fucking Ireland. So here is Bobby's question. What do you make of this Ben McKenzie guy, his views on Bitcoin and crypto? He has a movie coming out, or possibly it is out, called Everyone is Lying to You for Money, in which he claims he can prove that it's horse shit and a big Ponzi scheme. Will you watch it? Will you do an episode ripping this guy and his views to shreds? Because as a fellow Bitcoin investor, I need to hear it. This guy has spooked me. Well, Bobby boy, you have come to the right place. Before I get started on this question, I am 3 people away from running out of fucking Bitcoin on this giveaway. I've given loads of cunts $10 worth of Bitcoin, and maybe on the next giveaway I'll change it to 5 just so I can give more people. But there's something nice about 10. I tell you what's not nice about it though. $10 is like 16 Australian dollars. That's what's not nice. Anyway, let's get to the question. So this Ben McKenzie, for those of you who don't know, is that fucking retard, the hot retard from the OC. That Ryan character. You know, the bad boy from out of town who ends up fucking that hot rich chick. Or probably all the hot rich chicks. When the OC came out, I was a fan. But this Ben McKenzie dude, I haven't watched his movie. I won't watch his movie. But I watched an interview with him about fucking, 2 years ago. And he came out and said, it's just all the most cliche shit about Bitcoin. I don't know what he says about crypto. Everything he says about crypto is correct. Everything besides Bitcoin is dog shit. And I'm including Trump coin in that. It's just all the cliche shit, no intrinsic value. Anyway, Bitcoin is completely different from all of those. Why you would be listening to a failed actor about crypto or anything fucking economics, you should be listening to a podcaster. That's what you should be doing. But why you would take anything Ryan from the OC says seriously is beyond me. Just look up some prominent Bitcoiners. Some of the smartest people in the world are involved in Bitcoin now, and you're listening to the guy from the OC. I don't really give a fuck what the OC cunt says about Bitcoin. By definition, Bitcoin is not a Ponzi scheme. Like the actual definition of a Ponzi scheme. What a Ponzi scheme is you give someone some capital, like $1 million, let's say, and they say, I'm going to take your $1 million and I'm going to earn you 15% a year. And instead of doing anything with your $1 million, they start paying that 15% they're meant to give you out of your initial $1 million. And they can do that for a little while. They can do that for, let's say, 8 years. As long as you don't ask for the $1 million back, they can do it for 8 years. But after about 4 years, you go tell your friends, hey, I've got this guy, he invested my $1 million and I'm earning 15% on it. And then some other idiot puts in $1 million, and this guy can stretch out the Ponzi scheme until eventually he runs out of money. That's a Ponzi scheme. Bitcoin doesn't pay interest. Bitcoin doesn't have an owner. Bitcoin isn't saying anything. It's just there. Is gold a Ponzi scheme? Like, it doesn't make categorically, it does not make any sense that Bitcoin's a Ponzi scheme. Some of the other cryptos, maybe you could call them a Ponzi scheme, because what the cryptos do is they do a pre-mine where everyone who has created this coin, like Ethereum, like Solana, like fucking Polkadot, like any of them, all of them, they give themselves as much of that token, whatever it is, to everyone involved, and then try and pump it when they release it. And then as soon as it reaches a point, they just start selling on the consumer. So that's a little bit of a Ponzi scheme, but it's a pump and dump scheme. So I don't know what Ryan from the OC is on about, but if you're very terrified, if you're very terrified about Bitcoin and what could happen with it, then you don't know anything about Bitcoin. You don't know enough to get through the rocky periods. If you want to learn some stuff about Bitcoin, go listen to Michael Saylor. Go listen to Jeff Booth. Just anything. Just type their names in and listen to it. That will calm you down. Go listen to Preston Pish. Go listen to Andreas Antonopoulos. Go listen to Max Kaiser. Go listen to fucking even the Winklevoss twins. Go listen to Seyfuddin Amus. Like what the retard from the OC says, it doesn't even register. I didn't even look it up when I read the question either. I was like, maybe I should read something about this Ben McKenzie cunt. But I remember some shit he said a couple of years ago. I'm like, I can't be bothered. I've heard these arguments like a million times. Even my dad the other day was like, I heard quantum computing is going to break Bitcoin. And it's like, yeah, all right. I know you read one line out of an article out of the newspaper and now you're an expert. But yeah, Bitcoin is the most secure network on planet Earth. And when they do have quantum computing is going to crack every single bank account, every single fucking password, email, every single corporate computer, every single computer system on Earth before Bitcoin. The Bitcoin will be the last thing it can crack. But yeah, quantum computing, that's enough to keep you away. Anyway, just go read the Bitcoin Standard. Go listen to these guys I just mentioned. Really learn what the fuck is going on. And then you won't have to worry about OC cunts. Anyway, Sturgy, thanks for fucking sending in the question. I hope it helped. That'll do for tonight, and I'll see you the fuck later.